beautiful South Florida dolphin. Most popular game fish across the entire eastern seaboard here. Readily available, they strike aggressively, beautiful coloration, they fight hard, they jump. Absolutely awesome on the table. Get yourself some of that.
You're watching Florida Sport Fishing, television for the avid angler.
Another one on, another one on. Oh! Oh, hooked up, hooked up. Whoa, nice.
One in the boat.
What an absolutely awesome experience. We got a perfectly rigged lure, and we're going fishing. Hi, I'm Captain Mike, and you're watching Florida Sport Fishing. We've got a really cool episode in store for you here today. Went offshore, hoping to catch some dolphin, but really the trip ended up being so much more. It was one of those days where, you know, we just needed to get out there and fish. We had just wrapped up a deadline on our magazine, and it was time to spend a little time offshore and unwind. Last minute thing. Picked up the phone, you know, late at night. I'm like, hey, Carlos, get down here tomorrow morning, man. Let's get out there for a couple hours, see what we can catch. In preparation of the trip, I'd cut a 5-gallon bucket of chunkies. I was hoping to get out there on the edge and throw some chunks and maybe catch some dolphins, some blackfin tuna, who knows. Just wanted to go out and find some action. So we just got set up here. We're out in about 400, 450 feet of water. Nice little chop. We're chunking here today. We got a bucket of just deliciousness, combination of chopped up ballyhoo, shrimp, squid, silver sides. We're gonna drift out here, see if we can attract any dolphin to the boat. Rather than going out and trolling, we're gonna try something a little bit different here this morning. And the idea is to throw just enough chunks to attract the fish, keep them interested, but not too many. You don't want to overfeed them. You don't want to sit here and just keep, you know, throwing bundles and throwing chunks in the water. You know, you'll overfeed these fish. They'll stay way out in the slick. They won't come up next to the boat. And that obviously isn't the goal. So the trick is finding that nice rhythm, keep just enough chunks going to bring these fish in. And hopefully we can pick some dolphins, some blackfin, who knows, maybe even a cobia in shallower. The idea with this is just to be patient. You gotta be patient. You know, these fish aren't gonna find the boat in 30 seconds. You gotta stick with it. Keep that slick nice and steady. Not heavy, but steady. That's the key. And sometimes you'll get these fish, you know, attracted and fired up within minutes. Other times it may take a couple hours. And as you can imagine, you know, you get out there on that edge and you're throwing those chunks in the water, and you've got these oily, you know, tasty morsels of ballyhoo and shrimp and squid, pretty much anything I had left in my bait freezer I cut up. And you've got this long slick going. Any predator, any game fish is gonna sniff that out. The fish is gonna come in and investigate, pick off a couple tasty morsels and swim right up the slick to find the source of all of that free food. That's what chunking is all about. And right there around the boat are your hooked baits. We were fishing live pilchards on this day. And I was hoping these dolphin would come in and pick off these live baits, you know, and that's what we were looking to do. And 5 minutes after we get set up, we miss a fish, and then Carlos hooks up and catches a little dolphin, about 5-6 pounds. I'm thinking, boom, it's gonna be game on right here. Exactly what we're looking for here. We were on a drift, throwing the chunks. The dolphin came around. We got one on a spinner right here on a pilchard. Not a huge fish, nice little schoolie, but exactly what we're looking for here. And usually where there's one dolphin, there's more, and that's gonna be the key. Woo, look at the colors on them. All right, first 5 minutes, got one on.
That was awesome. You gonna flip them up?
Yeah. Ready?
Yeah. Good.
Right. Awesome. Just put our first dolphin in the boat. Little schoolie, about 5 pounds. Not a big fish, but definitely a keeper. This is a little bull, distinguishable by that blunt head right there. If it was a female, that would be more rounded. But that's a male. That's a little male. One of the most amazing fish in the ocean right here. These dolphin will grow super, super fast. This fish is probably about 4 or 5 months old, and they'll reach about 10 pounds in their first year. So they grow really, really fast. They've got a voracious appetite. They'll eat just about anything that they can catch, including smaller dolphin. That's one of their favorite snacks is a juvenile little dolphin, which is why you really don't see fish this size swimming around with smaller dolphin, or even big bulls and cows swimming around with juveniles, because they'll eat them. So we just got set up here, got this fish in the first few minutes. Hopefully there'll be a bunch more to follow. Let's get back to fishing here.
Florida Sport Fishing is proudly presented by Bionic Bait. Fish prefer Bionic Bait. Bruno, trusted by professionals in every ocean. Liquid Light, see what you've been missing. Bradley Insurance, affordable coverage statewide. Marine Survival Technologies makes safe boating your #1 priority. Florida Sport Fishing Magazine, your #1 resource for the latest tips, tricks, tactics, and techniques for inshore and off. Only $30 for 3 years. For immediate home delivery, log on to floridasportfishing.com. Enter promo code TV and receive a free shirt with paid subscription.
Tired of outrageous markups? Stingray Fishing Outfitters beats all advertised prices with specials on the finest tournament-winning tackle, accessories, and outdoor apparel. Operated by knowledgeable anglers with everything you need for freshwater and saltwater fishing under one roof, ready for immediate delivery. Save big. Shop where the pros shop. Shop at stingraytackle.com.
If you can hear this transmission, you are part of the resistance and you are not alone. We are outnumbered but not outsmarted. We are taking Florida back in the streets, in the air, in the water, and we have infiltrated the airwaves. We know you're tired and looking for a better taste, so you must join the fight. We have the answer. It's in your DNA. DNA Energy Drink. We are the revolution.
$100, $500, $1,000. How much money are you wasting on melted ice and thawed bait? Frigid Rigid keeps ice and bait frozen for 10 days. Built to withstand everyday use. 25 sizes up to 525 quarts means there's a Frigid Rigid cooler, refrigerator, or tackle center just for you. The boat may have burnt down, but the ice and chums stayed frozen. Frigid Rigid, 800-643-1988, or visit frigidrigid.com for a dealer near you.
The Fish Vector underwater lighting system with our patent-pending sound technology will get you out of the heat and bring the fish right to you. Big, bright 400 and 1,000 watt units will allow you to fish comfortably at night and really see the fish. Both the dock and portable units plug into a 110 receptacle and take just minutes to set up. Great for waterscaping, guaranteed to work on fish. Get out of the heat and into comfortable fishing with the Fish Vector underwater light system.
Unfortunately, just as quick as the bite turns on, the bite shuts off. It's like somebody flicked a light switch, and sometimes that's just what happens. I don't know if it was a combination of the conditions. We had some screaming current to the north. We were flying to the north at about 4 knots. We had a steady easterly breeze right in our face, maybe a 15-knot breeze. And I don't know if it was the combination of conditions or what it was, but we could never get that bite going. We drifted all the way up in 400 feet, came back down, did another drift in 300, did another drift in 200 feet. I think the highlight of all of that is we had caught a 6-pound blue runner, and we put him out for bait. That's a big bait.
That is a big bait. That's a wahoo bait right there.
We're not afraid to fish big baits. Big fish eat big baits. But you've got to be ready for it. We had a big stinger rig, and we had them on a 50-pound outfit, hoping a big smoker king mackerel or a big wahoo would crush that bait. But that never happened. So here it is, and by now it's about noon. It's time to change it up. So we switch it up. We grab our trolling outfits. We put out a spread. I say, hey, let's run offshore. Let's troll offshore. We put out a spread of maybe 7 or 8 baits. I've got a shotgun bait, a chugger way down the middle. We've got a deep diving plug right in the wash, deep below the surface, a combination of some rigged ballyhoo from Bionic Bait right back behind the boat here, along with some ballyhoo dolphin slammers back there, Just a good all-around productive spread. We get out to about 700 feet. One of the rods just goes poof, just explodes. I look back, there's a nice bull dolphin jumping. Carlos is on the fish. Not a huge one, maybe 10 pounds, a gaffer. But it was cool, you know, we were hooked up just a few minutes into the troll. And I come back there in the cockpit to give him a hand. It's a little hectic right now. You know, we've got some breezy white capping conditions. We're fishing a whole bunch of lines, just the two of us. I come back there. I've got the boat continuing to glide forward on autopilot, and our deep diving plug gets hammered.
There it is. There it is.
Got him, got him, got him, got him. Got him.
Hit. Look at that. That's double action, baby.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. He's way out there still, dude. This fish is 10 pounds.
I'm going to flip this one up and in the boat. All right, nice fish on a diving plug. A little bumpy and a hot dolphin bite. Couple on. There we go. Nice.
That's pretty good fishing right there. When you're fighting a fish and there's another one flopping at your feet, that's not bad. He's barely hooked, dude.
Barely hooked?
Barely hooked. I got him hooked on the outside of the mouth. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Got him.
Yeah.
All right. Nice, dude, nice.
High five.
That's
a good one.
Beautiful. On a little ballyhood dolphin slammer. I'm telling you, I fish these lures because they work. Look at the colors on them, just awesome. Big fin right there. That's another male with that blunt head like that. It's another bull right there. Let's get this guy on ice and see if we can catch a couple more. Nice, nice.
Knuckles.
All right. We've got our dolphin in the box, exactly what we wanted to do. And I'm hoping now this bite is going to turn on. And just as fast, that bite shuts down. Again, it's like somebody just flicked a light switch. Same thing that happened to us earlier in the day. You know, we worked that whole area really well. I head offshore, I head back inshore. We can't buy another bite on the troll. Before we switch it up, let's visit our conservation corner and learn how anglers are helping protect Florida's #1 game fish.
Conservation Corner brought to you by the Florida Keys and Key Largo. A world away, come as you are.
Dolphin are a premier game fish. These fast-growing open ocean predators can reach 30 pounds by the end of year #1. They are relatively abundant throughout the Atlantic and Gulf. They readily strike a wide range of offerings, and they are intense fighters in any size class. Plus, fresh dolphin is considered a delicacy wherever the fish is found. To help ensure a healthy fishery for this highly pressured target, a dolphin tagging program was implemented by the South Carolina Department of Natural Resources. Since its inception, more than 10,000 dolphin have been tagged with recoveries as far as 2,500 miles away. A wealth of valuable data has been learned from tagged fish, important in establishing migration routes, growth rates, and the fish's relationship with sargassum weed and ocean currents. Got him?
Yep.
Hold him firm.
Yep. Good. Perfect. Sweet.
Got it. So now that fish is tagged, he's going to swim around with that little plastic tag, completely harmless. This is a little female. About estimated, what do we say, 18 inches? Yep, we both guessed that, so that's about right.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and really carefully let her go.
Get bigger, buddy. There you go.
To participate in this rewarding conservation effort, visit dolphintagging.com.
Conservation Corner brought to you by the Florida Keys and Key Largo. A world away, come as you are.
When the bite's on, the last thing you want is contaminated fuel. Ethanol creates sludge, damages fuel systems, and starves engines. Protect any gasoline or diesel engine with Formula X2. Independent testing proves Formula X2 eliminates water, cleans, and lubricates. See it for yourself. For only pennies per gallon, Formula X2 provides complete protection and maximum performance for any engine. Order now at formulax2.com.
The secret's out. Start with Brine and Bite, the only brine that infuses proven bite stimulants into any rigged bait. Procure badass bait dyes are next, and bring ballyhoo to life with vibrant fluorescent colors. Seal the deal with Procure's new Bloody Tuna Oil and watch your catch ratio soar. Inshore and offshore, Procure bait scents and badass bait dyes keep you hooked up. Find Procure at your favorite dealer or call 800-PROCURE for a free catalog.
Yachtlights.com. Everything marine lighting. Interior and exterior. Yachtlights.com has it all at the lowest prices. Stylish recessed lights, LED strips, floodlights and deck lights, and the hottest underwater lights from as low as $199. Shop online for free shipping and weekly clearance items, or visit our new showroom. When you need marine lighting, you need Yachtlights.com.
Frustrated? Fish, ballyhood, cap gun trolling lure.
That's money.
Tournament winning.
That is money. Oh, look at him taking it.
Jets, bullets, feathers, chuggers. The most effective high-speed wahoo lures on Earth. Handcrafted in the U.S. and sold professionally rigged. Not sure what to pull? Call for expert advice.
Whoa, another one on, another one on.
I troll ballyhood lures because they work. So by now it's, like late afternoon, and we initially wanted to come out and just bend a rod and have some action. And I'm thinking, you know what? I know exactly what I want to do. Let's switch it up again. Let's put out a spread of trolling plugs. Let's work some shallower water. We'll work the edge inshore, and we're going to catch something. It's just a great tactic for covering a lot of ground. And the area looked alive. And by the time, actually we got inshore, a nice color change had formed. A nice edge had formed in about 110 to 150 feet. Started working that area, canvassing that area. It didn't take long, and boom, we had gotten 1 on, 2 on, 3 on. Before you know it, we're on a full-on bonita bite.
Whoa! We got all rods going off.
Dude, we got 3 on. Another one on. Another one on, baby.
We got 4 fish on here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just take your time, dude. These are nice fish. He's coming under. This is going back over here. I'm coming back under you over here. I'm over top of this one.
Yep, we're good.
Okay.
Wow, that was awesome.
Oh, whoa, baby, whoa! Whoa, baby! No! Coming back over, coming back over. I think we got slammed by a school of bonitas. Yeah, big bonita, nice bonita. Woo, these things can fight!
That was crazy.
They're so powerful. Awesome. We're going to go ahead and carefully get this guy up. We crushed that diving plug. There we go. So aerodynamic, so powerful. All right. And I'll tell you, anybody that doesn't like catching bonita doesn't like the fish. Terrible table fare, but we all know they make great bait for a variety of species, but they're just so much fun to catch. I mean, they're so sporty. These fish will crush a variety of baits when you're trolling. They're just a lot of fun. I enjoy catching bonita. It's a member of the tuna family. They're so strong, pound for pound, they're going to pull any other fish in circles. It's ridiculous. Next thing you know, right mixed in with the bonita, we catch a little dolphin. Little cow, cute little 18-inch dolphin, but I wanted to put a tag in her. We grab our tagging stuff and really take our time, and we grab this little cow. We put a tag in her, let her go. That was a really rewarding experience. Ended up catching a few more bonita after that. By then, man, our arms were sore. We had all of that action that we wanted, and it was time to really just end the day. But you know what? It wasn't over yet.
Pretty cool.
Look how colorful he is.
Yeah, they got that little blue streak by their eye.
Little baby.
Tired of outrageous markups? Stingray Fishing Outfitters beats all advertised prices with specials on the finest tournament-winning tackle, accessories, and outdoor apparel. Operated by knowledgeable anglers with everything you need for freshwater and saltwater fishing under one roof. Ready for immediate delivery. Save big. Shop where the pros shop. Shop at stingraytackle.com.
Chaos is tragic. Chaos can be awesome.
Yo, another one on, another one on. 3 on, baby!
With Chaos Fishing, it's your rod your way. Quality components and personalized service from a legendary builder equal the right rod at the right price every time. Shop online for a complete selection of serious fishing equipment. Or visit Chaos's new superstore and receive a free t-shirt with every rod purchased. Chaos Fishing, gear matters.
Florida Sport Fishing is proudly presented by Fishing Pursuits. Visit fishingpursuits.com and go fish the planet. Unique species. Release mounts for every trophy catch. Ghost by Paradox. Boat security and monitoring you can count on. EC Rider. Marine-grade beanbags built for fishermen. Rodan. Precision GPS guided trolling motors.
Curious how we ended the day with another hot bite? First, check out our rigging station for a lesson on effective trolling spreads.
Rigging Station, brought to you by Diamond Fishing Products, the most reliable monofilament and braided fishing line in the world.
On this week's rigging station, we're going to take a closer look at trolling diving plugs. These are just typical swimming plugs. They come in a variety of sizes and color combinations from a multitude of manufacturers. Different lip sizes. Obviously, the larger lip lures are going to swim deeper in the water column, whereas the smaller lipped plugs will swim just below the surface. These are Rapala X-Wraps. They work wonders for us. We have caught everything on these lures. If it's pelagic, if it's a fish that eats other fish, it's going to eat this bait. That's the bottom line. Dolphin, tuna, sailfish, wahoo, smoker kings, skipjack, Spanish mackerel. Everything eats these baits, and that's what's so awesome about this tactic. It's a great way to find a bite when nothing else seems to be producing. As far as where you put these baits behind the boat, you don't need to be a rocket scientist. You don't need to be a tournament-winning offshore captain. You can just stagger these behind the boat, make sure that you fish one below the surface with a larger lip, a deeper diving plug, and then fish another 4, 6, another 7 baits, as many lines as you can manage. Fish these staggered behind the boat. Fish a couple flat close to the transom, a couple at the 4th or 5th wake, and then a couple way at the end of the whitewater there. And just take your time. You only need to pull these baits at 4 or 5 knots. They don't need to move much faster than that. You'll know that they're swimming right by the way that your rod tip is reacting, and everything will eat these lures. I was initially turned on to this technique years ago. I used to just troll one plug within my typical trolling spread, and that plug always produced. It always picked off quality wahoo or quality dolphin. And then I said, you know what if you just magnify that vibration and that sound that that plug is putting through the water? What if you magnify that by 8? And I fine-tuned the tactic, and it really, really works. There's a couple of key things that you need to remember. Try and keep all of your plugs the same size. I like to keep them uniform. The same size bait typically swims, with that same size bait, so you want to keep it uniform. I also found that each particular lure emits a certain vibration and a certain reaction in the water, so I like to keep all of the lures the same and consistent across the board. I found that that really produces the greatest strikes. As far as the color pattern, as you can see, they're available in everything from the ghost white to an olive green back to some really odd colors like bright orange. They all produce. They all produce. As long as that bait is swimming through the water, as long as it's performing properly, you're going to catch fish.
Rigging Station, brought to you by Diamond Fishing Products, the most reliable monofilament and braided fishing line in the world.
We still had a couple of dozen live pilchards in the well that we were fishing with earlier in the morning, and all day long Carlos, wanted to catch a mutton snapper. He's the mutton king. That's what we often call him. He's got that Cuban wiggle, whatever it is. But I'll tell you, he tried all day long. Every time we got into about 200 feet, he tried to drop a bait down to the bottom and never connected. And I said, let's finish off the day on a little piece of patch reef. I don't fish this one little stretch often, but every time I fish it, we pick a few keeper muttons. I said, let's give it a shot. So we get over there, first drift, he catches his keeper mutton, and I was like, awesome. I told you this was the spot.
That's a mutton. It feels like one.
Woo! Yeah, baby. We'll take it. There it is, whatever
Looks
it
like
is.
a mutton.
Does look like a mutton, dude. Does look like a little pinky.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a mutton, it's a mutton, it's a mutton. You got a mutton, dude. You got a mutton, you got to keep her mutton, you got to keep her mutton. Nice, dude, get him in the boat, get him in the boat. Look at that, nice colors, get him in the boat, yeah! Woo!
Pretty cool.
Look how colorful he is.
Yeah, they got that little blue streak by their
He's a
eye.
little baby. Should let him go.
Yeah.
Let him go right into that white box right there.
Into the white box?
Yep,
Okay.
they don't taste good. That fish is poisonous. You're not going to want to bring that home to your family. I'm going to have to officially dispose of that fish properly for you.
Look at the chompers they got.
That was really just a nice way to end the day. We ended up picking a few more keeper snapper on that spot, some muttons, some mangroves. And it was just an awesome ending to a great day. You know, nothing really exploded for us throughout the day, but we had a good time. We did a lot of different things. We chunked, we trolled for dolphin. You know, we had caught a nice dolphin on a live bait. We did catch a couple trolling. We switched it up to the trolling plugs and had all of the action that we possibly could ask for. And then we ended the day, you know, fishing the bottom with some of those live baits. And putting all of the pieces together, it came together. You know, we had a solid day from beginning to end. We had plenty of action, had a good time. And that's really what fishing down here in South Florida is all about. It's, you know, being ready to adapt. Do not be under the impression that plan A is going to come together as expected, because it rarely does. Conditions constantly change, fish constantly move, and it's just an ever-changing environment, and you've got to be ready to adapt. You've got to be well prepared, and it's the anglers that are willing to do that. It's the anglers that are ready to take advantage of any opportunity that comes their way that are often the most successful.
Florida Sport Fishing. Closed captioning provided by Navimatics. Quality navigation products for your iPad and iPhone. Pelagic Gear, official provider of Florida sport fishing apparel. And Tropic Trailer, the largest equipment trailer dealer in Florida. Learn more about the tactics and techniques on today's show. Visit floridasportfishing.com and get hooked up. Florida Sport Fishing Magazine, your #1 resource for the latest tips, tricks, tactics, and techniques for inshore and off. Only $30 for 3 years. For immediate home delivery, log on to floridasportfishing.com. Enter promo code TV and receive a free shirt with paid subscription.
Thank you for watching Florida Sport Fishing, television for the avid angler.